Obviously, you know, 2K Games brought out Mafia 2, which is just released. It's out now. Go get it. It's an awesome game. Follows the previous Mafia, which came out a long time ago. For some of you who never actually got to play Mafia, definitely a game to pick up. And yeah, carrying on the strong heritage of the game. But moving on to other games, we got the chance to see Spec Ops, which was quite cool. It's a very different type of first-person shooter set in Dubai, and the main mechanic that they use is the environment, which is the sand. Sand is sort of ruining the whole environment, and depending on how you move around, you can actually use the sand to take out enemies, or the enemy can use the sand to take out you. So it is a very environmental game where you have to be aware of your surroundings and how you best approach a situation. It's another game where you do work within a squad, not necessarily controlling the squad, but your squad members interact on or independently. Very good game. We were looking at it at GamesCom. It still needs a little bit more polish, but we are very excited to see the end product of that. So you can expect that a little bit later. One of the last games that we did see was Civilizations 5, and they have actually gone back to the roots. A lot of people have criticized Civilization, the previous one that was Revolution, which came out on console, and people were a bit worried about the next version. I can tell you now, don't be worried. It has gone back to its roots, and it's improved on things that the community wanted improved. No more squares, you now have hexagons, so your movement of your troops moves various directions. The gameplay is a lot smoother. They've also changed some rules. One of the more favorite rules was the stacking of the army. You can no longer do that. So very new concepts that they've introduced, and a new tech tree on how you can take up your units, and if you do something wrong, it doesn't mean that it's the end game for you. You can now branch off into a new direction and win the game in another tech tree. So a very exciting game coming out at the end of September. Check it out, go get it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next publisher was Namco Bandai. Not always known for some of its big hitting games, but when they do come out with a AAA title, they really do come out with a AAA title. Some of the games we got to see: The Witcher 2, Enslaved, and we didn't get to see a Test Drive Unlimited 2, but we're hoping to see some of that soon. But we also got to see a very new game called Inversion, which I'd never heard of until the game show. I'll tell you a little bit about that now.
Prepare to fight, and ready yourself to avenge your fallen king.
The Witcher 2 for us was one of the most exciting presentations we had been to. It's the guys really took a lot of effort to go there. They first promptly introduced us with a bottle of Polish beer to get us nice and comfortable, and gave us a notepad where they had kindly filled out all the notes on the game itself. So that in its own right had a very exciting entrance. The game itself, though, should not be undertoned at all. They have truly stepped up the margin for graphic ingenuity and how the game actually flows. There is a new storyboard engine which now dictates how people, when they make decisions in the game, and it's not really blatant where, you know, this is the right or wrong choice. There are just choices in the game, and the choices that you make change the outcome of your story and how you progress through the certain levels. This sort of dictates your strength in whether or not you'll fight your way through a castle, or whether or not you'll be stealthy through a castle. These are decisions that you make, and you can actually replay the game and check it out and see how your different decisions made an impact. Very cool game to look out for. Definitely one of those games that you need to keep an eye out when it does arrive. There is no release date as of yet, so just be sure to check that out when it does come. Enslaved is a new game coming out from Namco Bandai. Very exciting game, very different game. It's going to be more of an action platformer type of game, third person. And you play with one of two characters. These two characters is a very tech-savvy lady called Trip, and then you get another character called Monkey, who doesn't actually have a monkey tail when you look at the videos. It looks like a monkey tail, but it's actually a sash. But mystery solved. But basically how these two meet, they meet on a prison ship that is going out, and Trip needs to escape. So she enslaves Monkey, and basically what that means is that their lives essentially are entwined into one. So if one of them dies, the other one dies. So they both have to fight together to free themselves, and in turn Monkey will then be freed of this prison. The game itself is looking very cool. Very excited to see it come out. Lots of different gameplay mechanics, so you won't really get bored. A little bit of puzzle solving here and there, and a very humorous dialogue with lots of new characters. Every sort of character has its own personality, so a good game to look out for. It's coming out 8th of October, so be sure to keep your eye on it, and we'll see it then.